I am terrible at recording to a schedule, which is why you're getting my July Camp NaNoWriMo wrap-up video at the end of August instead of the beginning of August like I had planned, and also why I never got to my planned weekly update videos. It was a terrible month for sticking to goals, and this has not been my best attempt at NaNoWriMo. I didn't do anywhere near as much writing as I normally do, and while I'm not counting words intentionally, it still was not my best effort. I had a setback before I even began. The day before camp, I accidentally slammed one of my fingers into the door while I was trying to prevent my cats from escaping. I couldn't tell if my finger was broken for the first 3 days because of the swelling. And on the 4th day, the swelling started to go down and I could finally tell that my finger was not broken. It was very painful to type with during those first few days because I kept forgetting that the finger was sore, and it was very, very painful when I typed or bumped that finger. Just as I thought my finger was healing and no longer painful when typing or bumped, my finger got an infection underneath the nail and all the pain that I had before returned. I managed to get that infection under control, and the final pain with that finger was when my fingernail started to fall off and kept getting hooked on everything. I was very, very happy when it finally fell off, so I didn't have the pain from that finger anymore. My nail, that is, and not my finger. I would be very upset if my finger actually fell off. The first 7 days of NaNoWriMo were really productive despite the pain from my finger. I wrote every day. I recorded footage for the first 3 days, and that only stopped when one of my cats tried to knock my laptop over while I was recording with it. Then I got to day 8 and was really busy on that day, so I didn't end up writing. Day 9 was not a busy day, but I just couldn't get my motivation back, and after that point, I didn't do daily writing for the rest of the month. During camp, I wrote for 15 days and completed 16 of the prompts. The prompts that I completed are: Prompt 1, both of the main characters meet each other for the first time. Prompt 2, the death of a pet. Prompt 3, climbing a tree. Prompt 4, learning to swim. With this prompt, I wrote multiple pages, but never actually got to my character learning how to swim. It ends with my character that can swim telling the character that can't to ask her dad to teach him, because he's the one that taught her. Prompt 5, looking after an injured animal. Prompt 6, stealing something from the kitchen. Prompt 7, down by the sea. Prompt 8, seeing pirates for the first time. Prompt 9, losing almost all loved ones. Prompt 11, yes, I didn't do a prompt 10 and started skipping numbers from this point, and I didn't do them in number order in the first place. But prompt 11 is wanting to be a parent but not wanting to remarry. My story is set in an era where children outside of wedlock just was not acceptable. Prompt 13, a day spent reading. Prompt 14, female character wondering about her life, how it would have been if she wasn't a pirate. Prompt 16, what if my female character married my male character's older brother instead? Prompt 17, a day spent with grandparents. Prompt 20, private school lessons. Prompt 29, create an important pirate crew member. From some of my prompts, you can probably tell that I've been living in fanfiction land for far too long since I'm doing what-ifs for my own story. The what-ifs have really helped with the world building and the character development, despite the fact that so much of what I have written will not make it into the main story. But it's helped with deciding what I do want to keep and what I don't want to keep. The same goes for the prompts. While I didn't complete all the prompts that I set out before the start of the month, they are something that I can go back to any time when I want to develop more of my characters or settings or have a block with my main story. By the end of the month, I just wanted to get on with it and start writing the main story instead of these prompts, since I had a set direction for where I'm going to take things. I want to tell the story that is in my head, and I didn't want to wait any longer to tell that story. And it was hard to put that off and wait until the end of the month. My page goal at the start of the month was 31 pages, and I typed out 32 pages since many of the prompts I completed were written on multiple pages. I really enjoyed writing on the typewriter and plan to write an entire draft with the typewriter in the future. It's a purchase that I'm glad I made. I just love the sounds of the keys while I'm typing with the typewriter. I did run into a few hiccups over the month with the ribbon getting itself twisted, the space changing from single to double spacing and not knowing how to set it back for a few days, and a couple of other issues I was eventually able to sort out. It was a learning curve to something mechanical after using desktops and laptops for my writing for so long. Now that Camp Nano is over, this month I have no writing plans. If I feel like writing and have the time to write, I will write. But I'm not forcing myself to write daily. I don't have any goals for what I want to finish by the end of the month when it comes to writing.